All right. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. What a dark day this is on January the 7th, 2021. I've saw two horrific videos of a young woman's life being snuffed out by either, from my point of view, the Capitol security guards. Either way it goes, she should have never lost her life, regardless of the protest and whatever it is. I mean, I tell you, this country is utterly remarkable and amazing, because you all know just as well as I do that if you go to Washington, D.C., you even so much as have a bullet on you, you're on felony charges, and you're probably going to be sent up for a long time. And so the only people that's really truly having weapons in that country, notice I said in that country of Washington, D.C., because it's not America, are the people who work for that country. And so I'm going to Epoch Times here, and I want to read you this article right here. And it's sad, because the woman that lost her life was a Air Force veteran. Epoch Times, electoral vote count. It says that four dead on Capitol grounds. Woman who was shot, identified as Air Force veteran Ashley Babbitt. January 7, 2021. Here we go. By Isabel von Bronken. 4 people have been confirmed dead on the Capitol grounds late Wednesday, among whom was a woman who died after being shot, look at this, inside the Capitol building. According to D.C. police, family members have identified the woman as Ashley Babbitt, an Air Force veteran from California and Trump supporter. Video footage captured the moment she was struck in the chest and fell to the floor. Babbitt's husband told KUSI-TV that she did 4 tours of duty during her 14 years of service and lived near San Diego. Her mother-in-law, meanwhile, told Fox 5 DC that she owned a business in San Diego with her husband and that she was puzzled by Babbitt's behavior. Oh, here we go. I really don't know why she decided to do this. Her mother-in-law told news outlets nothing that Babbitt's husband did not come to the nation's capital. Let me put this on silent right here. The day before she was shot, Babbitt wrote on Twitter, "Nothing will stop us. They can try and try and try, but the storm is here, and it is descending upon D.C. in less than 24 hours, dark to light." Experience the best way to read the Epoch Times online. Okay, anyway, it says, it is not clear who was behind the shooting. However, law enforcement sources told the New York Post that she was shot by Capitol Police. So in my assessment, I was actually 100% right. And if you go to my Patreon channel over here, I actually talk about how that we as people should be navigating ourselves in these uncertain times. And I say a lot of things that if I was actually at liberty to say it on this platform right here, chances are you probably never hear my voice again. I'll be banned, blocked, and ostracized, and everything else. You know, it's amazing. I do whatever I can in life to live a quiet and peaceful life, while at the same time being vocal, because I realize that I have the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the comprehension, and the know-how to be able to discern the signs of the times, what's going on, and also have a very effective voice where I need to speak, because if I don't speak the truth to men's consciousness, the only thing that's going to be left for people out there to pick from is nothing but lies and more disinformation and more lies. So therefore we have freedom of speech, so therefore I exercise it. But we're quickly watching our freedom of speech and our civil liberties eroding all over the place in this country right here. And it's kind of make you wonder, we literally turn into a third world country to where we are now subjects rather than free men and free women. Let me continue on with this source right here. The Washington, D.C. Police Department didn't immediately respond to a request for comment by the Epoch Times. Robert J. Conte, chief of the Metropolitan Police Department, said during a press briefing in the early hours of Thursday morning that a woman was transported to an area hospital where she was pronounced dead without naming or identifying the victim. Conte also confirmed that 3 other victims near the Capitol grounds, in addition to the woman who was shot. Now, mind you, I keep saying, the only ones that are doing the shooting here is the police. And my question is, who is going to police the police? So y'all see what happens whenever you go into a place and there's not equal protection. They have guns, you don't have guns. And as the old saying goes, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And these people have a superior firepower, and all you got is protest, screaming and hollering and signs and stuff, and they got pepper spray, taser guns, and everything else, and you get dead. You get the short end of the stick. That's not the way that the framers of the Constitution intended for us as a people to be. Listen, you can't sit up there and go and protest and reason with these people that are in these offices, because they're not going to listen to you. They're not going to listen to you. They're going to continue to keep doing whatever the powers that be, whoever they're paid by. And I'm with Jesse Ventura with this. A lot of these politicians, they need to start wearing stickers on their suits to let us know who they're really truly supported by and who's sponsoring them. Because I'm telling you, something's gravely wrong. Something's gravely wrong. And again, I can only keep on saying, if you go over to my Patreon channel, you'll learn a hell of a lot more how to navigate this. But let's just go on again. All right. He says that the cause of death cannot be determined until the individuals are seen by a medical exam. Bull crap. I tell you what the cause of death was: a bullet to the chest. I sat down and watched her bleed out, blood coming down the side of her mouth. Her lungs collapsed. We believe that there was some type of medical emergency with each of them. Again, this very preliminary. Once we know, we can relay that information, Conti told reporters. The department said that it will investigate the shooting. You know how that's going to come out, don't you? The person who done the shooting is going to get administrative leave with pay. She's going to be demonized. And anybody else that's got, did they have the right to protect themselves, they're going to be demonized. I tell y'all better listen to what I'm saying. But anyway, let's go on. A few hours before the fatal shooting, Babbitt had retweeted a must-be-done list before Congress meets today. She had also earlier retweeted television footage of Trump supporters gathering in the Capitol ahead of Wednesday's planned protest. Protesters, many dressed in pro-Trump apparel, stormed the Capitol building at around 2:15 after breaking windows to get inside. Video footage shows some protesters tussling with police. Others showed participants carrying American and Trump flags, walking through the halls connecting the two chambers of the Capitol. It is unclear who instigated the breach of the building. At least 14 Metropolitan Department Police Department officers were injured in the crash. Well, did any of them die? That's my question, because we got 4 dead Americans, and the people in the police department are so-called injured. 2 officers was in the hospital. One with serious injuries after being assaulted by a crowd, and another suffered significant facial injuries after they were struck by a projectile. Okay, so let us see them, like we have saw on independent sources with people with cell phones watching this woman's life being snuffed out of her, literally going out, and there literally could be no medical attention there, nothing, because all people was doing was hollering and screaming and shouting, and the breath is going out of her body, the light out of her eyes. So let's see these injured police officers. Let's see all this, because whether they injured or not, there's nobody has paid the ultimate price on the police side. Nobody's dead. Whereas the protesters, who don't even have the ability to even defend themselves against a tyrannical government, don't even have the right to arm themselves, they're dead. These people in the hospital are probably getting Band-Aids and Neosporin putting on them for their little cuts and bruises. The breach interrupted the debates in both chambers over objections about electoral votes from the presidential election. By 6 p.m., officials declared that the Capitol building had been secured. Congress resumed shortly later. Vice President Mike Pence, who is presiding over the session, condemned the violence upon resuming. Who cares? Nobody. Who cares you condemn the violence? Who really truly cares? I mean, we condemn this unconstitutional so-called republic when we know it's not a republic, it's a democracy. And we all realize that, at least a lot of us American people realize that we have literally given up our rights as being free man and free woman for privileges. And we have literally signed away our lives because of statutory laws, i.e. made by the District of Columbia, 2 different countries. We condemn the violence that took place in the strongest possible terms. We grieve with the loss of life in these hollow halls. To those who wreaked havoc in our capital today, you did not win. Violence never wins. Okay, if violence never wins, then why in the hell do we have a military that goes and causes literal chaos all throughout the earth, and we kill people and bomb people and incinerate people on an unprecedented level if violence never wins? So violence never wins if it's something that's going on in, well, we can't even say Washington, D.C. is our own backyard, because it's not our own backyard. It's another country, because it's not part of the 50 states of the United States of America. And like I said last night in my broadcast, Philadelphia is where the capital should be. So who are these people that is playing as our so-called leaders? And who are these people that opt into this system right here? What the hell is going on? So anyway, let me go on. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house. Whose people's house it is? It's the corporation's house. It's not the people's house. He said, GOP lawmakers are condemned. GOP lawmakers also condemned the violence, with many describing the actions as un-American. Well, it definitely is un-American if it's done in the District of Columbia, because District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. is not American. Is anybody hearing me? Anyway, that's all of the article right there. Like I said, there's plenty of videos out there from independent sources, because you're not going to get it in mainstream. This poor woman out there is just, it's sad. She's gone. She's gone. And to sit there and watch the light go out of her eyes, no matter who you are, it touches your heart. It really, truly does. Well, anyway, like I said, things are going from bad to worse here in this country. I hope that we are all taking my advice. And if you want to know what my advice is, I'm telling you, I can't, you know that all of us people that live in this country, we don't have the freedom of speech when we're using these private individual corporations like YouTube, Facebook, and all this other stuff, to where they can actually make laws to trump speech. So therefore, I keep pushing them over on my platform along with many other people, so that we can speak our mind and do it the way that the framers of the Constitution said that we should be able to do it. Well, if you want to learn more, you're going to have to go there. But anyway, sad to report on this day. It's a dark day for Americans, but it's a successful day for those in Washington, D.C., or the District of Columbia, ran by what country is that now? What did we really truly get free from the crown? Did we? Our public food system is a lie. Our whole law system is a lie. Our education system is a lie. Our religions in this country is a lie. Everything's a damn lie. And then everybody that's part of these lies, they want to demonize those of us who are trying to put a defibrillator on your mind, teach you self-autonomy so you can know the truth. There's a lot of things to be reevaluated, and there's much to be desired. My name is Pastor Dow.